Bieber got by Diddy.
It's not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy anymore. It is not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy no more.
Papa don't hit me no more. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa don't hit me no more. Let's go. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. Hey, yeah.
Certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business. Right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the house.
Sean Diddy Combs is now at the center of serious allegations that have shaken the entertainment industry. Among the prominent figures whose past connections have drawn attention is Usher, who has spoken publicly about some of his early experiences in the industry. His reflections have renewed scrutiny and prompted questions about what may have occurred behind the scenes during that time. For many fans and observers, the situation has led to a broader reconsideration of events and relationships from that era. While the details continue to be debated and examined, the discussion has highlighted how complex and unsettling some of these accounts appear to those following the unfolding controversy.
Because I know the topic is sensitive. What happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executives from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that. And they may be doing something. They may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking and we was around some people, something like that. And then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas. Man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. Oh, I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard?
Sean Diddy Combs is now at the center of serious allegations that have shaken the entertainment industry. Among the prominent figures whose past connections have drawn attention is Usher, who has spoken publicly about some of his early experiences in the industry. His reflections have renewed scrutiny and prompted questions about what may have occurred behind the scenes during that time. For many fans and observers, the situation has led to a broader reconsideration of events and relationships from that era. While the details continue to be debated and examined, the discussion has highlighted how complex and unsettling some of these accounts appear to those following the unfolding controversy.
Yeah, we want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shouts out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. I should look like he fresh off a goddamn plane.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the did Puff just say? Nobody's going to acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid.
Listen, we're having a good time. Your Usher made it in the...
The story traces back decades to a time when Usher was just 14 years old and already showing extraordinary promise. Freshly signed to LaFace Records under the guidance of L.A. Reid, the young singer was stepping into an industry known for both opportunity and pressure. Reed, who played a pivotal role in shaping Usher's early career, made a decision that would prove significant. He arranged for the teenager to relocate to New York City and live with Diddy, then a larger-than-life force in hip-hop, widely recognized for his influence, ambition, and fast-paced lifestyle.
To New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So nobody
it was crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than this.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
This wasn't just a simple move to a new city. It was a calculated decision, one designed to push Usher beyond his comfort zone and sharpen his artistic identity. Under the leadership of L.A. Reid at LaFace Records, the goal is clear. Give Usher's sound a harder edge, infuse it with hip-hop grit, and cultivate a bold, unmistakable confidence. Reid later acknowledged that he was placing a 14-year-old artist into the orbit of Diddy, a towering figure in music, known as much for his influence as for his intense, fast-paced lifestyle. It was a decision that required parental consent and, in hindsight, carried enormous weight. Even Reid's own reflections suggest a tension between uncertainty and belief, a gamble fueled by optimism that the experience would shape Usher not just as a performer, but as a person. Years later, Usher has admitted that he witnessed things during that period that left a lasting impression. While he has largely avoided explicit detail, his carefully chosen words hint at moments that were, at the very least, unsettling, fragments of an experience that continues to spark questions long after the spotlight moved on.
I get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
Despite the challenges, the experience was later framed, at least publicly, as a creative success. L.A. Reid eventually stated that Puffy, better known as Diddy, achieved exactly what he had hoped for, helping Usher refine a distinctive R&B sound with a stronger hip-hop edge. That period became a turning point. contributing to Usher's evolution from a talented teenager into a rising force in contemporary R&B, a path that would later lead to global superstardom. Yet, even with the clear artistic growth, the outcome still raises lingering questions. What was the real cost of that transformation? And did the journey that shaped his sound also connect him to something far bigger and possibly more complicated than music alone?
Flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. It rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him. I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one?" And he was like, "Let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out." So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager and was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again. And he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was like kind of like what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And the outcome was Usher. I think it was
Let's be candid. The pattern didn't end there. The widely circulated account holds that A. Reid later met Justin Bieber when he was just 14 years old, introduced by Usher. In his 2016 memoir, Reid recalled that Usher personally brought the young Canadian singer to meet him, praising Bieber's natural charisma and talent. He described him as a rare discovery, a new artist with clear star potential, already showing the confidence and vocal ability needed to move to the next level. At the time, it seemed like a typical industry moment, an established performer supporting a promising newcomer. Looking back, however, that introduction marked the start of another rapid rise to global fame, placing Bieber in the same intense spotlight and high-pressure environment that had shaped Usher's early career years before. Interview 7. Justin Bieber rose to global fame at just 15 years old with the release of his 2009 debut single, One Time.
How dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
At age 12, he was discovered by Scooter Braun, who came across Bieber's YouTube videos of him covering songs by artists like Usher and Chris Brown. Seeing clear potential, Usher played a key role in helping launch Bieber's career by introducing him to L.A. Reid, which ultimately led to a recording deal with Island Records. In his 2016 memoir, Reid described their first meeting in October 2008, when Usher brought a 14-year-old Bieber to his office. Reid wrote that Bieber immediately stood out for his calm presence and confidence, noting how naturally he drew attention the moment he entered the room. At the time, it appeared to be the beginning of a classic success story, a young artist stepping into opportunity with the support of established industry figures. Looking back, however, some observers have questioned the broader context of Bieber's early entry into the music world. Critics suggest that Usher, having experienced the industry himself as a young performer, may have understood the pressures and challenges Bieber would face in ways that were never fully discussed publicly.
Me plus you, I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. One time when I met you, come on. Wow.
I ain't gonna stop you like that, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def Jam recording artist, Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's gonna be big. Ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right. So look out. We're coming.
Bieber walked over to the piano, sat down, and began to sing. Moments later, he picked up a guitar and performed with striking ease, carrying himself less like a nervous teenager and more like a seasoned performer. Usher stood nearby and introduced him simply. "This is Justin Bieber." Reed later wrote that he was immediately impressed. It wasn't only Bieber's voice that stood out, it was his natural stage presence. The confidence, the composure, and the way he seemed completely comfortable in the spotlight. Reed recalled that Usher's promise that he had someone special to show him was absolutely true. Reed moved quickly to sign the young artist, though the process required time to involve Bieber's parents since he was still underage. He also noted how Bieber's signature hairstyle at the time, the long, sweeping bangs partially covering his eyes, became almost as recognizable as his voice, forming an early part of his public image. And reflecting on that first meeting, Reed emphasized that Bieber's appeal went beyond talent alone. He carried a natural charm and an instinctive ability to connect with people. While many artists spend years developing a persona, Bieber seemed to possess that spark from the very beginning. Throughout this process, Usher remained central to Bieber's early journey, acting not only as a mentor but also as a guiding presence for a young artist stepping into a demanding and highly competitive industry.
He did an interview and he told a story about how he went to Diddy house with mates and he fought the dildo in the sink.
I think that was crazy. I think that was out of, and then Mace said that was Puffs. I think he said Mace said that was Puffs, but Mace was in the bathroom with it. I don't know what that was all about, man, but that was real weird to me. That was crazy.
Crazy, man. But before we get off of that, right, I remember you told me a while ago that, you know, Mace, he used to live with Diddy and he know a lot of stuff about Diddy that a lot of people don't know.
Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher, though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy, too, when he was younger. And this was years ago. So the locks ain't got nothing to do with what I'm saying. This the kind of... Man, listen here. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But I want to talk about this lawsuit by God, right? And I want to get your opinion on it. It's a part in this lawsuit where she alleges that she was at a dinner with Neo, Usher, and Jimmy Iovine. And Diddy, he punched Cassie in the stomach and no one did anything. How you feel about that?
They were part of the dinner and they watched Cassie get abused in front of Puffy abused Cassie in front of them. And neither one of those men, and they probably security was around too, did nothing to stop what he had did to Cassie. Now that's just crazy right there, bro. That is just crazy. Usher probably got a daughter. Neo probably got kids. I don't know. Jimmy Iovine, you know, he take about 15, 20 scoops of sugar in his coffee. So all those cats there, supposed to be men, watch that lady get abused right there in public, and they did nothing, brother. They did nothing. That goes to show you the power that he had mentally over them. Here go a woman witnesses, and this witnessing it and said, they said nothing. Yo, man, stop. Don't do that. Yo, not here, bro. Easy. Nothing. Don't do nothing. Say something. She said they didn't do anything and they didn't say nothing. That's the bad thing about it. If you're not gonna do nothing, open your damn mouth and say something. And that's a lot wrong with our people right now. They don't even want you.
Usher soon became closely connected to Diddy's inner circle, with the music mogul acting as a mentor during those formative years of his career. However, the relationship was not entirely straightforward behind the scenes. According to various accounts, Usher was exposed to aspects of Diddy's private world and industry dealings that few outsiders witnessed. Over time, that proximity is said to have created tension within the circle, raising lingering questions about loyalty, influence, and the complex power dynamics that often exist behind the spotlight.
Welcome to the family, John.
Attention has now shifted to Diddy's connection with Justin Bieber during the early years of the pop star's career. Reports indicate that Bieber has been unsettled by the recent allegations surrounding the music mogul, who once served as a mentor figure. According to sources cited by US Weekly, Bieber has been advised to keep his distance from any involvement with Diddy, and those close to him say that doing so has not been difficult. One source stated that Bieber is currently focused on maintaining no connection with the mogul. Another insider shared that Bieber has been going through a challenging period mentally, processing the weight of the allegations in light of his past interactions with Diddy. The situation has raised broader questions about the decisions made by Bieber's management during his early career. Critics argue that he should never have been placed in environments connected to Diddy's party lifestyle while he was still a teenager.
16. No, 16. Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin. Okay. Let's slow down. Okay. One step at a time. But yeah, the keys is yours. When you get 16, you're good to go. I'm good to go. Yeah. All right. Then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion. Okay. Yeah. The mansion. Yeah. So where are we off to now? Where would you like to go? Wherever you want to go. Where we go? So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
Sources say Justin Bieber's early career unfolded under difficult and highly demanding circumstances. While his mother, Patty Millett, worked hard to support him, some critics have also pointed to the limited presence of his father, Jeremy Bieber, as part of the broader discussion about the environment surrounding the young star. Usher, whose label Bieber was associated with, has likewise been mentioned in conversations about how his career was guided during those early years. One widely discussed incident dates back to November 2009, when reports claimed that 15-year-old Bieber spent a 48-hour period at Diddy's home without close supervision. The situation has since attracted renewed scrutiny, prompting questions about the kind of guidance and oversight Bieber received during such a formative stage of his life. A recently resurfaced video featuring Sean Diddy Combs and Justin Bieber has sparked widespread discussion among fans, with many speculating about the meaning behind their interaction. In the clip, Diddy is heard asking Bieber why they no longer spend time together, a moment that has drawn significant attention online and fueled curiosity about the nature of their past relationship.
Good. I'm good. How are you? All right, young brother, everything's good? Everything's selling out arenas and everything? Yeah, starting to act different, huh? No, you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'll tell you my number.
Yeah.
In another moment from the same footage, Diddy appears to jokingly tell Bieber to keep certain details about their time together private. The remark has added another layer of intrigue, with fans debating the meaning behind the comment and speculating about what may have been implied versus what was actually said.
Friends in a strange way, you know?
Rob and Big.
Yeah, it's like, exactly.
I'm big in here, Rob.
Yeah. No, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, you know, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person. Besides his talent, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin,
You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini. And
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Apparently not.
Everything.
In another moment from the same footage, Diddy appears to jokingly tell Bieber to keep certain details about their time together private. The remark has added another layer of intrigue, prompting fans to debate the meaning behind the comment and speculate about what may have been implied versus what was actually said. Interview 15. Justin Bieber and Usher aren't the only young performers reported to have been shaped by Diddy during their formative years. Freddie P. has revealed that Diddy also played a significant role in guiding his own child's path in the industry, highlighting the wide reach of the mogul's influence over rising talent.
Wow! I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad. Wow, look at your eyes. What music are you listening to?
Would you rather you have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms? Answer, Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans. I can't go.
My parents never gave me the sex talk. Okay. So why don't you give me the sex talk? I feel uncomfortable right now. Oh. Why do you want to know the sex talk from a 15-year-old boy? That's pretty.
Observers have also noted that Diddy's behavior toward family members has drawn attention. A video that resurfaced following his federal legal troubles in 2020 shows him interacting with his mother, Janice, in a casual, joking manner. In the clip, Diddy appears to be smoking marijuana while referring to his mother as Mom Dukes. He playfully comments on her social life and even makes lighthearted jokes about a hypothetical dating show, offering a glimpse into the more relaxed, personal side of the mogul.
That I be wanting to know, like, why were you so infatuated with a child that wasn't yours? Were you grooming that little boy? I don't even want to start those conversations because that's not your child. You know what I'm saying? And for you to keep him that close, it's like you kept him that close because he might got your secrets because he's not your child. So if he's not your child and you that type of person with that type of character, you don't mind actually doing it to him when he finally reaches a certain age because he's not yours. And you know in your mind he's not yours. And now you keep him real close to you. You make sure he don't go to his daddy. Why? We make sure he's separated with him. And you provide him with everything he wants. Why? You got one of them little Michael Jackson secrets. He got one of them secrets that he can't tell nobody because his legacy, his manhood gonna be. And not only that, his brother not gonna look at him crazy. Only Puffy know. Only God and Puffy.
Quincy, right?
I don't know. All I'm gonna say is, I don't know.
I'll be sure, son.
All I'm gonna say is, who's infatuated with another man's son like that? Like you, that seemed like grooming to me. That's his daughter's brothers. Get the.
The video was recorded just over a year before allegations of misconduct against Diddy first surfaced. Observers have pointed out that his interactions with his mother in the clip were unusually familiar, with some, including Gene Deal, commenting on the overly casual and joking nature of their relationship, raising questions about the dynamics at play behind the scenes.
Yeah, my mom's good. Let me introduce you to my mom. Call Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too. Mom, freshly dipped though.
What you gotta do?
I was trying to show you the shoot. Yeah, my mom's a single. Mom's a single. I ain't gonna hate on my mom's. She's single. Me and my mom talked about one time doing a dating show with her. And she's so picky. She's so picky, they don't stand. But yeah, that'd be the funniest show in the world.
It will be. Especially with me.
I don't even want to get started if she was doing that. We're not doing that. Cause yeah, my mom's single. Yeah, for real. Mom do know how to have a good time. She ain't sitting in the house playing. They outside moving and shaking, baby. She come with me to strip club. I don't care. For real. It's my dog. You know, I want to live life. We out here moving and grooving. So my mom told me, she just said, keep moving, baby.
That's right.
Keep moving.
Don't stop.
She could touch. She could touch.
According to Gene Deal, the situation grew complicated when he claimed that Diddy dismissed him from a position, citing tensions that arose from his mother's behavior toward him.
From the tree, man. You got to realize that, you know, he didn't get all this from his daddy because he didn't know his daddy, even though they try to say his daddy was some big time drug dealer in the whole 9 yards. You understand? He didn't get this from his daddy. You got to realize, man, you know, his mother had a modeling agency and it was alleged that it was also Ladies of the Night, a prostitution ring too. Or these ladies was doing things other than modeling. So the apple don't fall far from the tree. Yeah. So now you got to understand this and looking at her and some of the stuff that he was saying, and their relationship has changed since I knew them, since I was around them. You understand? This man was talking about that his mother could take her palms and bend over and put them down on the floor. Not bend over, but she could stand straight up and put her palms on the floor, bruh. He's saying that about his mother. Who describes any of their mother action like that in a sexual way? And then, you know, I don't know how many dudes do kiss their mother in their mouth when they 50, 60 years old or something like that. That's them. That's their whole thing, man. But that was a little kind of weird for me. And then his mother wore the same white fingernail polish that Cassie described that he liked to see her and other models in when she was describing her lawsuit. And what's crazy to me is that, man, it seemed like him and his mother had this, I don't want to get too deep, man, this Oedipus complex thing. You know what I mean? And a lot of people going to say, yo, Oedipus complex. Well, let me just tell you a brief story so you'll know. Oedipus was, it may have been Greek mythology or it was probably Greek mythology or something like that, but it's a story about a young man that was told that he was going to kill his father and marry his mother. So on the way, this young man had grown up, you know, he didn't know that he was an orphan and then was adopted by a family. He thought the family he was with was his mother and father, but it wasn't. So on the way to this town, he gets into an argument with this other man and he kills him. He kills that man. Then he goes into that town. A lady is weeping about her husband, being told that her husband was dead, and he ended up marrying that lady, which was his mother. So Sigmund Freud came up with this thing about this Oedipus complex, about a sexual relationship, whether it's physical or mental, with a mother and a son. So I'm looking at his mother and him on the couch, and both of them are getting IVs after one of the Diddy parties. Allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly because I wasn't there and I didn't know. But they showed them both getting IVs on the couch. So my whole thing about this thing is that I'm not saying that she was ever at a freak off. She was ever at that type of party. But you can't tell me Miss Janice Combs, who was always at the regular parties, didn't know nothing about the freak off parties. This is the same dude, bruh, that used to disrespect his mother. So I seen the love now that they have for each other only on film and camera. You know, on the YouTube or Instagram or wherever they were showing it and stuff like that. But this the same guy that Kirk Burrows once told me he slapped his mother. And I told everybody, had I known he slapped his mother after I told Kirk Burrows, Kirk told me after I straightened his ass out for cussing his mama out. His mother came in the limousine and he was on the phone and she said, yo, why don't you tell these people like that? And he just cussed her clean out like on some, didn't I tell you to stay out my motherfucking business? And I was like, yo, I was shocked. She didn't say nothing. I said to him, I said, yo, boy, let me tell you something. If you ever cuss your mama again, I'm going to beat the shit out you. You ain't going to bring nothing but bad luck to us treating your mama like that. So I guess he ain't treating his mama like that no more. But I don't have no qualms in her defending.
The situation raises serious questions about how these events unfolded so openly without drawing more scrutiny. How could so much have happened in plain sight, yet no one fully grasped what was going on behind the scenes?
That Puffy and his mom did, and Puffy, he was shouting out Mason, showing him love for, you know, him being a part of the No Way Out album. And, you know, his mom, she cut it in, and, you know, I guess she didn't like him shouting out Mace, and she made a comment telling Mace stop messing with her son or whatever.
I guess mama wasn't feeling Mace. And Mace is a celebrity, and by him having a platform to say something about her son, you know, she would say that. You understand? I've said more about Mace. I've said more about Diddy than Mace have. But maybe because I'm not a celebrity, I don't have the platform, and he didn't say my name. She didn't say anything about, and you too, Gene Deal. And maybe because she might still find me sexy. She say she looking.
What you mean by that? His mom was trying to talk to you back then?
I don't wanna. What? What? That's how we fell out, bruh. That's how we fell out. You don't know? I thought you watched the Gene Deal show, Art.
No, man. Tell me about that. Y'all ain't know that.
Oh my God. Yo, one day, Puff and Justin was in the office, right? And sometimes I gotta watch Justin, but since the grandma up there, you know, she watching Justin sometimes, I still gotta keep my eye on Puff. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know who security gonna let up sometimes, and this, that, and the third. So it used to like she used to have a restaurant, and she used to bring food up to the office and give it to people, right? So this one particular time, you know, she used to always like do innuendos to me. Gene, why you don't never Gene, why you don't never Gene, why you don't like that? But I never even, paid her any attention because it's always Miss Combs. It ain't Mama Combs. It ain't Janice. It's Miss Combs. You understand? I gave her that respect. But she used to always throw in the windows, and when somebody find you somewhat attractive. And then because I used to get in Puff ass, because Puff used to be disrespectful around his mother. You understand? I'm glad they got a better relationship and they got a better understanding, because she know I said it before. You understand? When he cursed out, we was getting in a limousine. This when the office was on 19th Street and 5th Avenue. He said, didn't I tell you to stay out of my motherfucking business? He was talking to his mother. And I said, boy, let me tell you something. If I ever hear you cuss your mother again, I'm going to beat the shit out you. You ain't going to bring nothing but bad luck to us. Don't you ever cuss your mother. I told her to stay out of my business. You wouldn't have no business if it wasn't for her. I'm not playing with you, man. Now you need to apologize to her. She slammed the door because she was going to get in a limo with us at this time. She just left and went the other way. Now, we was in the office one time. This one time, Justin she brought some food up. And she like, Gene, I need you to go downstairs and get this food out the truck or the van or whatever she had on down there. I need you to get out there. I said, and all these people's in the office. It's 1,000 interns that could have did that shit. But I know she just she wanted to show that she had power over me, and I would never give her no power over me. You understand? Because she used to always ask me to do shit. I know what, she probably really wanted me to do, but I wasn't feeling that. So now I'm sitting there like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not here for that. So she got all riled up. Everybody do what I tell them to do except you. Who do you think you are? Stuff like that. I said, I'm here for Puff. Anything happen to him while I go down there getting your food, it's a situation. Puff overheard the thing. And Puff came out and said, yo, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. Why you always messing with Gene? Leave Gene alone. This came out his own mouth in his office. And there's people who was there who witnessed the shit. And from that point on, Paul started getting this other dude from my block, around our block, named Stretch, because he was NYPD, to take my days. And I just said to myself, man, I ain't fucking with that no more. And that's how we fell out. That's how it ended. That's how it ended.
So she was trying to get at you on the low. She was trying to come on to you. That's why she kept messing with you. But you wasn't going for it. You wasn't checking for it like that. You wasn't interested.
Not at all. No, I was gonna knock the dust off that, bro. Not me.
You didn't find her attractive?
No.